No report received. Green. Greenwood. Greenwood. No report received. Green. Gander. Gander. No report received. Green. Halifax. Halifax. No report received. Shearwater.
No report received.
Gander. Gander. No report received. Halifax. Halifax. No report received. Shearwater. Shearwater. No report received. Greenwood. Greenwood. No report received. Gander. Gander.
No report received.
Halifax. Halifax.
No report received.
Shearwater. Shearwater. No report received. Greenwood. Greenwood. No report received.
Hello, Nick here. I did not get into radio. I just got to bug up my butt to play with this one. Had it for a few years. Back out a little. This is a Sony ICF-5900, 5900W to be exact. And I don't know what that means, but I bought it because it's really cool looking. And it's a Sony, right? So it's got to be good, or used to be, or whatever. And yeah, it actually is. And there's just one thing on it that kind of bugs me, okay? And I'll talk to you about that in detail, but it's being real nitpicky. I mean, it's being real nitpicky. Maybe my friend Adele in Indianapolis, the guy who's fixed all my other Sonys, okay, maybe he can fix this. So let's talk about the radio first, and then we'll talk about that stuff. So you were just listening to Gander 6.754. Notice how let me straighten out this. Yeah, I think we're straight here. There. So let me try and show you the dial alignment. See, it's not perfect. We're on shortwave 1. Okay. Oops, I just bumped the tripod over here. Okay. And I'll explain that. But let's talk about the radio real quick first, and then we'll talk about that. So you were just listening to sideband Gander, and it was coming in pretty darn good for a little. You know, I call these they're not throwaway portables, but this, I mean, it's not a super expensive radio. It's all plastic, but it works. It works pretty darn good. And you can see I was just deoxing my switches, using my air duster to force it in there, okay? But, all right, so we've got tone controls, treble, bass, volume, power, sensitivity, DX local. And you saw I was flipping it back and forth on the Gander, and you could see the meter was responding very nicely. Then here's the BFO switch. BFO off. Band switch, obviously, shortwave, 3 shortwave bands, medium wave, and FM. Main tuning, fine tuning. Okay? So let's get real close here. And there's a light switch up here. And then the antenna is really, you can lock it down, and if you want to use the whip, you pop it up to unlock it. But right now I got the Wellbrook leads clipped onto the back, okay? So let's try and get in real close here. All right, so it's got a crystal marker that works every 250 kilohertz. So, all right, so you see this dial, there's 0, 250, 500, 750. So that means it's zeroed every 250 kilohertz, okay? And we were right there. And so this is 754. So you see it's 750, that's 760, and we were like right there. So we were off a line thickness, if that, okay? So that part of the radio is really, really good. The part of the radio that bugs me is, see this dial tape back up in here? There's a tape that just, it's on a roller. It's like a roll of 35 millimeter film from an old regular camera, okay? And you roll it up one way, and then you roll it back the other way. And it's like off a couple of teeth. If I could get that tape to advance a couple of teeth, because this error that the green needle is off is almost exactly the same across all bands. So I've determined that, and I do it by WWV. So let's go over here to 5. So 5 megahertz.
A World Climate Declaration, WCD.
All right. That's 4.840. So what I do is I put it dead on 5, okay? And then I use the scale over here and watch how many lines I have to go before we hear WWV. All right?
Sure, there.
1, 2, about 2 3/4 lines. That's 5010. Okay, there's WWV. So we're on, and see that's on 0. So technically right now we're on 5 megahertz, and the line is off that much. It's off, if you count it on this scale over here, it's off like 2 3/4 line tick marks. And if I go down to 10, it's actually off like 1 extra tick mark. So it's off like 3.5 or 3 3/4 tick marks. So, but look how, can you even see the thickness of the tick marks? I mean, it's less than the thickness of, 1 tick mark is less than the thickness of the green line. So I could either just live with it like this, and let me show you how the crystal marker works. So let's go back to 5. All right, so we're dead on 5. Throw this on. Now, you put this on 0, okay? 0. Or every 250 kilohertz. So you could put it on 5.250, 5.500, 5.750, or 50, okay? So you put that on 0. And then you use the big knob to 0 beat. You're going to get a crystal tone. And it's not that one. That's it. You try to 0 beat it. That's about as close as I can get. There's WWV. Dead money, 5 kilohertz. Or excuse me, 5 megahertz. There's a signal at, usually there's one at 5, 010, and 025. So if you look at here, that first tick mark is 010, 20, 30. So 10 would be the first one, if there's a signal there. There it is. Okay. And the next one would be 25. 25. 25. Next one would be all the way at 050. 050. Nice. Then WRMI 085, 50, 60, 70, 80. It's not up. 085 is not up. Okay. So, and we come back to 0.
1 hour, 53 minutes. Coordinated Universal Time.
And 50, yeah. Okay, so so if you really want to be super accurate with your dial, that's how you can do it. Or if you're not, sadistically OCD like me, you just screw it and you just tune it until you hear what you want to hear. Okay. But me, I gotta have all my lines lining up, man. They gotta line up. So if I can get Adele to advance this tape, the amount equivalent to 3 tick marks on this scale, this radio would be perfect. It would be better than a Watkin Johnson 8711. Yeah, I don't have a straight face right now.
1 hour, 54.
So,
Universal Time.
but no, it's awesome radio. Let's get some of those other 750 plus 3 would be 5.800 is the next signal. There it is. That's 5.800, 5.850. I think that's. I think that's 935, 5.935, 920 maybe, or 900. And see, that's another reason. It's hard to tell where you really are, okay? But no, it's very sensitive. Now, it does not have any bandwidth, it doesn't have any filter selection, like wide and narrow. It doesn't have that. I wish it did. But, and then you also saw this sensitivity switch, the way the meter reacts, and works nice. And then you heard the BFO before, so yeah, this is really cool. Oh, so let's go. Let's do it. So just to show you the dial errors, let's go to medium wave. Medium wave. Okay. My favorite sports station is 1320.
Top sports evening countdown show.
There it is.
And before we start back
now, let's see how much we are off. Not, I don't think this even works in medium wave, but just in case it does, I'm going to zero it.
The Athletic, which is owned by the New York Times.
All right.
Right now, coming in at number 6.
We are at 8.2. So 8 plus 2. We're on the second tick mark after 8. Look at the scale on the far left. Go down. 1, 2, 3.5. See that? 1310. So that's where we're at 3.5 on the scale, and that's approximately 1310 there, right? So 3, if I could go 3 tick marks, because it's off less at that end than it is at that end. So 3 tick marks would make me happy. 3.5 tick marks I could live with. Actually, I can live with it the way it is, all right? But, yeah, I won't sleep tonight knowing that it's off 3 tick marks. But, works good.
The game is pressure that's involved, and
FM. That's 101.1 on this scale over here. So that would be, all right, look where we are. We are at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, about called 6.5. 1, 2,
Remember,
3,
Newsmax is real news for real.
Metroplex, the
4,
Dallas Open will employ a
5.
the new
See,
12.
about 4, because 101.1 is going to be right up in that range right there. So 4.5 maybe on that one.
Guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
But no, it's great.
You need a dedicated.
Within 18 hours, so this is going to be either the greatest day of my life or it's going to be one of the most disappointing days of my life, because I felt that if
But no, this is a cool radio, and like I said, I originally just got it because I think it looks really cool. It looks like it came out of the cockpit of a jet fighter. Looks really, really cool, and I like the controls on it. But if I could get that dial tape to move 3 tick marks on the scale, man, I'd be in heaven. And but everything else on it works great. You're seeing it. I like it. Tell me in the comments if I'm an idiot or if I'm just, a freak, whatever. All right. Thanks for hanging out.